shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
A weak front will pass just to our north, bringing a tiny chance of shower to parts of the area. Another front on Sunday. I'll let you know if we'll see a little bit more rain then.
An Amber Alert out of Morehead City. The 13-year-old girl police are looking for and the man they believe she is with. Park reopening, the brush fire that closed Wake County's most popular park, and what we are still working to find out this morning. A lot to share with you here on this Friday morning, already a busy news morning. We're glad you're up with us at 4:30 as we kick off our Friday. Let's begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner and the hot forecast once again and those slim rain chances for today, Elizabeth.
Oh, that's all everyone talks about, which is definitely valid. A tiny chance for rain, mostly up near the northern counties. So don't expect to see anything really much from this. It is going to be another hot day. We're going to see this precipitation already weakening back to the west. You can see how we had some showers roll into the mountains, and now those are just fizzling out. This morning, heading out the door, we're actually looking at mainly clear skies here. A southwest wind, 66 is our current temperature, and we're looking at mainly mid to upper 60s heading out the door. It's 65 in Southern Pines and Goldsboro, 69 in South Hill, 66 in Durham. We'll climb at lunchtime to 83 with a high of 90. We did break another record yesterday. We hit 92, and we'll be close to a record for it today. Again, a slim chance of a shower near the Virginia line this morning. Another better chance for rain on Sunday, but I'll show you why it still won't help the drought situation very much coming up.
Elizabeth, thank you. This morning, we have an Amber Alert to tell you about out of Carteret County. The Morehead City Police Department is looking for Olivia Kimbrough. She's 13 years old, about 5 feet tall, weighs 125 pounds. She has blonde hair with pink faded streaks, green eyes, and she was last seen wearing a black shirt and black pants. Investigators do not know the identity of the person they believe she's with, but here's a photo of the two of them. Police shared this image. The man is described as 5 feet 6 inches tall, about 200 pounds. He has, as you can see, black shorts, black tank top, black shoes, and has multiple tattoos down both arms. There is also a photo of a possible car they are traveling in. We will certainly keep you updated during this newscast and on WRAL.com. New this morning, firefighters were called to a reported outdoor fire this morning. Crews were out at Brentwood Road and Stony Brook Drive. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as firefighters were pulling hoses out of the woods. We are still trying to figure out what started the fire and just how bad it was. The most popular park in Wake County is reopening this morning after a brush fire yesterday afternoon. WRAL's Adley Kadlabar is live at Lake Crabtree County Park this morning. Adley, investigators say the extremely dry conditions did cause the fire to spread quickly.
And we're still working to find out what caused that fire, what sparked the flames. We do know the fire is out, and officials say that the park gates should be opening as normal within the next few hours. We do want to take you to this video, though, of Sky 5. It shows the flames in the tree line near a walking path. Crews use bulldozers to even clear vegetation and prevent spreading. Officials say the dry, breezy conditions likely fueled the fire. Park rangers even evacuated people inside yesterday afternoon. We spoke with a woman who witnessed the response. She says it made her more aware of the dangerous conditions.
That really put it in perspective very quickly about how, I don't even know how it happened, but it was sudden and quick.
And we do know that this is one of 500 fires across the state that have burned more than 2,200 acres. Now, the statewide burn ban is still in effect. Lake Crabtree County Park is expected to reopen as normal at 8 a.m. Reporting live in Wake County, Adley Kadlabar, WRAL News.
As our severe drought drags on, people across Wake County are preparing for water restrictions. So in less than 3 days, Raleigh water customers will be limited on how much water they can use and when for the first time in nearly 20 years. Here's how those restrictions will go. Starting Monday, Raleigh water customers will only be allowed to use sprinklers between midnight and 10 a.m. Homes with odd number addresses can water on Tuesdays and even addresses on Wednesday. Violators will be given a warning. After that, fines start at $50 and increase for each offense. Happening today, young people in Durham will confront an urgent issue in the community: gun violence. Local and state leaders will attend the Youth Leaders Against Gun Violence Symposium. That's where teens and students will share their own experiences and offer solutions. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live from NC Central this morning, where that event will be taking place. Kirsten, this comes as Durham has seen a spike in the number of people shot this year.
Renee, we've heard a public outcry from many people here in Durham who say they are just tired of the violence. This is shooting data from the Durham Police Department that shows year-to-date numbers. So let's take a closer look at this data. As of April 11th, the data shows the total number of shootings is down at 132 so far this year compared to 144 this time last year. The number of people shot is up at 54, with 10 of them fatal, compared to 35 people shot and 5 killed this time last year. So far this year, 10 of the people shot in Durham were between the ages of 6 and 20 years old. The city, county, and community are working together on a violence reduction plan aimed at lowering those numbers. But the organizer of today's symposium says the youth needs to be a part of the conversation, sharing their experiences and telling officials what they want to see change.
I truly believe that our youth aren't the problem. Our youth are actually the solution. But you cannot policy your way out of something that you haven't fully listened your way into.
So the unmuted Youth Against Gun Violence Symposium starts at 10 o'clock this morning here on campus. It's in the Hubbard-Totten building. It wraps up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Live in Durham, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
New developments overnight in the war on Iran. A 10-day ceasefire went into effect at midnight local time between Lebanon and Israel. The agreement comes after more than a month of a war between Israel and the Iranian-backed militia group Hezbollah. Meanwhile, the U.S. military says it has turned back 13 ships since it launched its blockade of Iranian ports. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said yesterday the U.S. is locked and loaded for more combat if Tehran did not agree to a peace deal. Pakistan's army chief also met with Iranian officials yesterday in a bid to extend the ceasefire. Gas prices here locally remain on a steady decline. According to new data from AAA this morning, the average for a gallon of gas in Raleigh is down 2 cents to $3.86 a gallon. Fayetteville is down 4 cents to $3.75. Durham down a penny to $3.93 a gallon. A North Carolina Central University athlete accused of rape will make his next court appearance in May. 19-year-old Alan Webster is charged with second-degree forcible rape. WRAL had the only camera in the courtroom as Webster made his first court appearance yesterday. His attorney said he knew the victim and the encounter was consensual. Webster was given a $300,000 bond, ordered to stay away from the victim, and was placed under house arrest. The university says Webster has not been a member of the track team since January, nearly a week after the alleged offense. The FBI is examining DNA evidence investigators believe could play a pivotal role in advancing Nancy Guthrie's abduction case. Investigators say the DNA was recovered from Guthrie's home in Tucson. In a new report, agents are using more advanced technology to analyze the DNA in hopes of identifying a suspect. It has been almost 11 weeks now since the 84-year-old mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie was first reported missing. Investigators believe she was taken against her will. No arrests have been made yet. The Guthrie family has issued a $1 million reward for information leading to their mother's recovery. The town of Cary is considering strengthening its e-bikes policy because of safety concerns. This is video from social media of teens riding these motorized bikes around Wake Forest last month. Commissioners there updated regulations allowing e-bikes and e-scooters on greenways and some streets. In Cary, council members want town staff to research the issue and make a recommendation on how to handle it, likely through enforcement or education.
I think a lot of it could be well-intentioned parents who have their children outside riding our greenways, which is great in theory as long as they're doing it legally and safely and responsibly. I do also want to note at the same time, this isn't about curtailing e-bikes completely.
Council members voted to refer this issue to a future council meeting. Staff will make a recommendation based on a full review of the town's e-bike policy. The first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs is coming to Raleigh tomorrow. Your Carolina Hurricanes are taking on the Ottawa Senators in Game 1. This is video of the Canes taking the ice for their first practice of the postseason yesterday. Carolina is the top seed in the East Conference this year. The core of the team has been through a lot together and say they plan to lean on that as they begin their quest for a Stanley Cup title.
Yeah, I think just that not much has changed within the group. I think we have guys that came in with playoff experience, and obviously the guys that stayed. We've been far enough, but not quite where we want to be. So just experience is a big thing, and especially for this group, I think we have a lot of it.
While the players are preparing for the Stanley Cup playoffs, so is Lenovo Center. They put up these banners yesterday showing several Canes, including Jacob Slavin and Sebastian Aho. Puck drop tomorrow against Ottawa is at 3 p.m. Game dates and times for the rest of the series will be announced later. Go Canes. The Charlotte Hornets are one win away from the NBA playoffs, and now they know who they need to beat to get there. Charlotte will head to Orlando tonight to take on the Magic. Orlando is fighting to stay alive after losing to the Philadelphia 76ers Wednesday night. Tonight's game starts at 7:30. 4:41 now. Chief reinstated, the man heading back to his previous role and why he was fired in the first place.
And planning your Friday. Temperatures are mild this morning in the mid-60s. By lunchtime, we may have an isolated shower near the Virginia line, but most of us stay dry, and it's going to be another hot afternoon. Looking at Sunday will be our next best chance for rain. I'll let you know if you could see some. 4:45, and we're taking a look at our tower right behind the building there, lit in blue for clear skies. It's a nice start this morning. You might see a passing cloud or two, especially up near the Virginia line, because we do have that weak front that will come through. Temperatures are comfortable, similar to yesterday. 66 in Lewisburg and Fayetteville, 68 South Hill, 65 in Rocky Mount and Wilson. So at the bus stop this morning, maybe a light jacket, but shorts and T-shirts again this afternoon. Yesterday's high was 92, which broke a record. It's likely to be closer to 90 today. May not hit a record today, but it's likely to be much hotter for tomorrow. So we'll talk about Saturday's heat and Sunday's small chance for rain coming up in just a few minutes. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. The man who was fired as acting director of FEMA last year could get another chance at the role. Multiple sources say President Donald Trump is planning to nominate Cameron Hamilton to lead FEMA. During Hamilton's first round in the role, the administration was trying to eliminate the agency. But Hamilton clashed with then Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and special government employee Corey Lewandowski. Hamilton was fired last May, a day after he testified on Capitol Hill advocating for FEMA to be saved. A man in Johnson County is accused of leaving a dog in a hot car. William Hill is charged with cruelty to animals. Police say he left his dog trapped inside a car outside the Johnson County courthouse. After officers rescued the dog, they arrested Hill, and he posted his $250 bond. A drought is putting pressure on water supplies across North Carolina and raising questions about whether the state's water supply in the long term is at risk. Now, drought is only one part of the strain. A recent United Nations report says water systems across the globe are facing a water bankruptcy. That's when resources are depleted to the point that they cannot fully recover. In some cases, communities are looking outside their own river basins to meet that need. That practice is called an inter-basin transfer. It's when sometimes borrowed water is not returned to the same system. And while Raleigh starts water restrictions Monday. Not everyone in Wake County will be affected. Cary and Apex rely on Jordan Lake for their water supply, and they have year-round water conservation rules in place. Apex town leaders say their water supply is actually at a surplus right now. As families face the drought and upcoming water restrictions, the heat is adding another worry for people who can't afford to pay higher electric bills. Duke Energy wants to raise rates by 18% as families are already tightening their budgets. The energy company does have an assistance program, but it is only for those who make no more than $62,000 per year for a family of four. Melanie Joseph has already cut extra costs, such as streaming services, but says it is still not enough.
We have to, we'll budget what we think it's going to be, and then we'll get the bill, and it'll be like $100 more or $200 more. We're running out of corners to cut. When we have to look at the bills, how much gas we can put in the car, where we can go, where we can't go.
Duke Energy says so far this year it has distributed more than $1 million from its Share the Light fund, which customers will contribute to each month to help their neighbors. It is 4:49 as we get ready for another hot one. We are tracking rain chances as well, as abysmal as they are. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with what could be ahead.
Yeah, it's hardly worth mentioning this potential for rain this morning, but we're going to do it anyway. That's what we do over here. Looking ahead, what's new is we have a better chance for rain next weekend. Now, this may end up being a little bit like tracking snow. Everybody's like, oh, wait, it's really, really, of high importance. And it tends to be that the farther we get from today, the more errors there are in the computer model. So we'll be watching for it. The models are definitely trending for a better chance for rain next Sunday, not this weekend, but we'll see how that goes. So a tiny shower maybe up near the Virginia line this morning, but most of us will be dry. And then a hot one on Saturday. Our highs will climb into the mid-90s. Of course, yesterday the drought monitor came out, and a lot more of our counties went under extreme drought. The northern part of Wake County, most of Durham, most of Granville, as well as Vance and Warren. And then from Rocky Mount to Roanoke Rapids, that area had been in extreme drought for the last several weeks. So definitely seeing some conditions getting worse across North Carolina. The red patches, of course, are extreme drought, and most of the state is under severe drought. Looking ahead, it looks like the drought could continue all the way through July. This is a forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. This is not what we want to see, but of course, we've had such a dry pattern all the way since August or September of last year, which is why we're in such a difficult situation right now. Burn ban until further notice all across North Carolina, so just remember not to do any burning. Let's talk about our little system here. It brought some showers and storms to parts of Tennessee and a little rain to the mountains of North Carolina. But for us, it's going to be just a tiny chance up near the Virginia line this morning. We take a live look at Durham this morning. Of course, it's a homestand for the Durham Bulls. The weather's been nice for that. Low humidity. It's 66 right now. By lunchtime, our highs are in the low 80s. Cary's at 64. Garner's at 67 right now. And around town this afternoon, our high temperatures will be maybe either side of around 90 degrees, feeling very much like yesterday. Tomorrow's a really hot day, but then, of course, Sunday's front really drops our temperatures. As a matter of fact, Monday and Tuesday morning could even be a little bit frosty. We'll talk a little bit more about Sunday's front coming up. Renee?
Will be quite the temperature swing. Elizabeth, thank you. Making a comeback. Tom Cruise returning to one of his iconic films, and how you can celebrate Star Wars in a major way.